Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today what I want to talk to you about is travelling to the EU with your pet. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. That'll help my channel grow and I really would appreciate it. Now, if you have a passport that was issued in the UK, that's no longer valid. Okay, a pet passport, no longer valid if it was issued in the UK. However, if that pet passport was issued in an EU country or in Northern Ireland, that's still valid and you can use it. So, what's the new procedure for travelling to Europe with your pet? Let's find out together. I've been on the government website and had a look, and I've put as much information together as I can about that. Now, this is my interpretation of that information. So please you don't have to listen to me. This is just my opinion. If you are planning a trip to Europe, I would advise you do go on the government's website and have a look for yourself to confirm the information I'm giving you today is correct at the time that you travel. Okay, that being said, let's go on to the points that you need to cover before taking your pet to Europe. I've made a list of these and I've bullet pointed them because quite a lot of information to go through, so bear with me. Okay, point number one. Your pet must be microchipped before you travel to the EU. Now, if you're traveling to the EU and your pet has already been microchipped, go to the vets, get that microchip scanned because it must be readable by the scanner and it must contain information about your most recent address. If your pet isn't microchipped, that's going to cost you around about £20 for a microchip to microchip your pet. Okay, which takes me on to point two. Your pet must have a rabies vaccination when travelling to the EU. Now, a rabies vaccination, if it's your pet's first time for a rabies vaccination, which it will be for mine, the first vaccination, your pet must be older than 12 weeks. So if you've got a puppy, it must be more than 12 weeks old to be allowed to have that rabies vaccination. Okay, now the rabies vaccination is going to cost you anywhere between £20 and £60. So if it is the first time your pet's had a rabies vaccination, you must then wait 30 days from the date the dog's vaccinated before going back to the vets and having a blood sample taken. Okay, now that blood sample is going to be sent to an EU approved laboratory where it's going to be tested for rabies antibodies. Now, if the rabies vaccinations have worked and the dog has antibodies or the pet has rabies antibodies, then job's a good one. You're ready to move on to the next stage. However, if it hasn't worked, you'll have to start that process again and get the vaccinations done again. Okay, so once you get the results back from the lab, you then have to wait 3 months from the date the successful blood sample was taken before you're allowed to travel to the EU. The next part of that is you're going to need an animal health certificate. Now this is it. You used to need a passport, now you need an animal health certificate. You get one of those from your vet and that animal health certificate must contain certain information. But first of all, it must be an approved vet, okay? Because there's lots of vets out there and they're not all approved to sign these animal health certificates. So make sure there is a vet at your practice who can sign that animal health certificate for you. An animal health certificate is going to cost you around about £150, and you need to check that because it'll depend on your vet. But it's around about £150, and you must have a new animal health certificate issued every time you enter the EU. Now, once the vet has issued you with that certificate, you must travel to the EU within 10 days of the certificate being issued. Okay, now there are exceptions to that, which I'll come across in a minute. Information that needs to be contained on that animal health certificate is information about the microchip, information about the rabies vaccination, and information about the blood test and the rabies antibodies. Now, in addition to that, if you were traveling to an EU country, and there's a small list of countries within the EU, but some of them require treatment for tapeworm as well, and that treatment for tapeworm must be included on your animal health certificate if you're traveling to one of those countries. You'll need to check the government's website to see what countries they are, but off the top of my head I know that Finland is one of them, Northern Ireland you need a vaccination for tapeworm, and the UK is one of the countries that needs vaccination for tapeworm. If you're not planning on travelling to one of the countries that needs a tapeworm vaccination, you don't need to get that before you leave. However, if you are travelling to a country that needs a tapeworm vaccination, then from the date you have the dog vaccinated or the pet vaccinated, you must wait 24 hours before you can travel to the EU, but it must be within 5 days of that treatment for tapeworm being issued. So within 5 days of the tapeworm treatment, you must be in the EU. Now, an animal health certificate will last you 4 months. Okay, so if you're planning on travelling around the EU, once you arrive there, the animal health certificate will last you 4 months, but you must return to the UK within that 4 months. Now, I've looked at the government website and I can't find out what the penalty is for not returning within that 4 months, but it does specify that it lasts 4 months, so I wouldn't take any chances. If you're planning on going to the EU with your pets, make sure that you're back while you've got a valid animal health certificate. Now, in addition to that, you can have up to 5 pets on that animal health certificate, but each animal will cost you an additional cost, but that will be cheaper than getting a certificate issued for each animal. I think it's going to be round about £90 per animal in addition to the initial fee, whereas each certificate would have cost you £150 each. So it will save you a little bit of money there if you're travelling with multiple pets. Okay, so you've got your microchip, you've got your rabies injections, you've got your blood antibody tests, you've got your worming treatment if that's required. In addition to all that, you're going to need pet insurance. Now, if you've got pet insurance already, check with your policy or check with your insurance provider and make sure you are covered while you're in the EU. Okay, how much is all this going to cost? Well, if you add it all up together, it's going to cost you a minimum of around £300. And again, depending on which vet you use, it can range anywhere between a minimum of £300 to £400. Okay, that's per animal. And then you can add an additional cost of each pet if you're travelling on the same certificate. Once you're in the EU, you must, as I've said, you must return within 4 months. Your animal health certificate will last you 4 months. However, before you come back into the UK, you must get treatment for tapeworm from a vet in whichever country you're in. Okay? Now, you must get that 24 hours prior to returning to the UK. He's also got to fill that in on your animal health certificate. And again, you can check all these details on the government website in the description below. Okay, so as I've said, if you're new to the channel or you're a returning visitor and you've found this information useful in any way, then please do give me a thumbs up. I'm sure there's other people out there like me who are looking forward to traveling again and traveling in Europe. Okay, so if you are planning on traveling with your pet, then visit the government website for all this useful information. I've put as much information together as I can just to give you an idea of what's involved and what you're going to need to do. Now, as I've said, the whole process will take you around about 4 months, so you need to plan well in advance if you're going to travel with your pets. Okay, hope this information has been useful to you all. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. That'll help my channel grow and it'll make me very happy. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye.